Hello. Happy Sunday, guys. Excuse me, I needed some lip gloss. Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Takeover. I am Mel, and this is Amber, and we are waiting for our third co-host. I had to take care of an emergency real quick, so we're waiting on her to come in. Hope everything is okay with Lauren and her family. Let's get into what we did this week. What's up, Amber? What'd you do this week?
So this week, just been kind of usual. Nothing too exciting this week at least. So just kind of going to work and trying to get some things situated at my job. Coming home, my mom is in town currently, so I'll try to kick it with her. Yes. Yeah, just been really chilling and taking it easy this week. This weekend, so far so good. Me and my mom, we went out a little bit yesterday and did some walking around and checking out some stores downtown, and came back to the crib and chilled. That's it. Pretty and chill. Had a chill week. How about you?
You think she planning on moving down there?
I think she should.
She always there.
Yeah, she always. She's definitely thinking about it though. It's definitely been in the talks and everything. So
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, me, of course, I worked. I got so much going on right now. I need a vacation for real. I'm working. I'm moving. I was in a wedding last week. Hey, Lavorce. Last weekend. So that's over. What's up, Zoe? And this week, it's getting my schedule is kind of slowing down a little bit. I was filling in for another stylist. So I had her clients and my clients. So she'll be back this week coming. So things will kind of like taper off and get back to normal with work. So now I just got to get over moving.
Oh,
And
you had
once
a
I
lot on your plate.
get yeah, once I get over
Jeez.
that, everything will be cool. But um, other than that, everything's been cool. Like just chilling. Getting ready for this show today.
I know, right, right,
So
right.
we're gonna talk about a lot today. We're gonna talk about a little bit of the BET Awards, and we're gonna talk about Miss Patti and her tribute. We're gonna talk about JT, aka Ike, her and Lil Uzi, and
Lord have mercy.
Miss Ice Spice, and then we're gonna talk about the cheaters, not necessarily in this order. First, we're gonna go to Remy Ma and Cardi B. Are they cheaters?
Yes.
Aren't they cheaters? I don't know. Hey Ralph, I don't know whether they're cheaters or not. But we're gonna dive into it and talk about it a little bit. Hopefully Lauren will be here soon so she can give her input on it. But
Yes.
let's
Yes.
start off with a little background on it, Amber. So what did you find?
So starting with Remy Ma and Papoose. So that kind of happened, as far as like timing of events that happened first,
Mm-hmm.
but that one did not really have much to go off of. It was kind of I'm not sure where the allegations came from with that. To be honest, it just kind of out of nowhere, it just came out that, hey, guess what? Remy Ma cheated on Papoose. And it's a big deal because everyone who is familiar with Remy Ma and Papoose, they know that she did some time in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And that Papoose was known to have held her down. There was no accusations of him cheating that came out during that time period, even though people, of course, wanted to know if that could have happened. But, he was always known to just kind of stand by her and be loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so to hear that Remy Ma had possibly cheated, that definitely just blew everybody out the water. And they're like, oh, people making posts talking about she gonna pay for what she did. The women gonna pay for what she did because he ain't do nothing. But yeah, that one definitely took people by surprise because they are always known as a power couple who had no issues, as far as the loyalty goes.
Right.
It just came out of nowhere.
I don't know where it came from either. Like I was looking on all of the little gossip sites and all of that,
Mhm.
and it keeps saying that uh, news is circulating, but up until about 3 days ago, it's still being denied.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the case where it has not happened and somebody just trying to start something, or it's happened and they trying to handle it in house. I
Right.
wouldn't put that past them because even though we are very familiar with Remy Ma and Papoose, we do know like their relationship as far as the details have been private. So
Mhm.
I'm not sure if they are handling it in house or is it just a thing where somebody just jealous, somebody trying to start some
Right.
rumors because they could. I mean, I don't know. Part of me is like maybe it happened and they trying to handle it behind the scenes because
Yeah.
all the time she was locked up, you didn't hear nothing about him. You didn't
Right.
know everything was on the up and up. When she got out, there was nothing going on like oh she got out and found out XYZ about him and all that stuff. Nothing like that. So I'm
Right.
kind of on the fence on whether I believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't really know if I
Mhm.
buy it completely. Like, and like you, I kind of feel like if that did happen, that they're trying to deal with it on their own. And I think, update, they were seen, if I'm not mistaken, at the BET Awards together, and that kind of like it didn't really prove anything, like whether it did or didn't happen, but it kind of gave people an idea of at least where they stand with each other.
Right.
Um, and they look nice, but yeah, that was kind of like, everybody was like, oh, well, they must be at, they're at the BET Awards together. So they must be good. But then other people like that don't mean anything. They probably just doing this to save face. They're probably just trying to keep things as private as possible. But um, if she did, I will say that he is, as far as keeping it out of the public, he's doing a good job, because some people get very upset and want to put people on blast.
Right.
So I do commend him for that if it is true and they're trying to handle things like adults and just trying to, work it out amongst themselves. Um, and yeah, it's just that's I would be disappointed, because I
I
always
would be too, because I mean, if she cheated on him, I would be really, really disappointed, because he held her down for so long. Even if he had his own situations going on, we
Right.
haven't heard anything. So that means that whatever he had going on was kind of in a respectful way, if it can be respectful,
Right.
or whatever, open, or whatever the case. I don't imagine um them not had. They just seem like the type of couple that would have some sort of agreement if somebody else was brought into the picture. He did so much time, and he, been out here on his own. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they had an arrangement while she was locked up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, they don't strike me as a couple that would be cheating on each other.
Yeah, it would just, and it would just seem like it would kind of get handled in a certain way, and nobody's perfect. So like, for anybody see me hear me saying I'm disappointed, I'm not like waving a finger like shame on you. It's just, as far as like, I would be disappointed as like, dang, like I thought this was, like
one of the couples in hip hop,
right,
that's making it and being faithful to each other.
exactly.
But, that kind of poses a question, though. When we hear about it with the male rappers, male actors, we almost immediately see who the woman is that they were cheating with.
Yes.
Part of me doesn't believe it, because we don't see the guy or the girl, whoever it might have been. We don't see who they might be. We've never seen any rumor, no picture, no nothing. If anybody know, TMZ would know, and I ain't seen nothing on TMZ either. So, and that goes to our next person too, Cardi.
Yes.
So I ain't saying she ain't did it,
right?
But I'm saying we ain't seen it. So
exactly, it's kind of the same ordeal. Another situation where it's not quite clear where Offset's accusation came from, but for Cardi B and Offset, he put their situation on social media, so he handled it the opposite of the way Papoose could have, if it's true. He went to social media and made a post about, I believe it was on Twitter. My girl, she effed the nigga on me, and but y'all already know how I do. So, saying something along those lines. Of course, he took it down. But if anybody knows social media, once it's up there, it doesn't matter if you took it down, you delete it. People are going to see it, save it, screenshot it, and it's going to still get shared. So it already got
almost immediately shot it down and left that alone.
Yes. And so Cardi B, being how she is, she responded to it on social media as well. She came out and started singing what was it? Was it Keisha Cole?
Yeah. Oh my God, which one?
I was just singing it.
Yeah.
I was just singing it. If I did something that you would have accused me of or something, I forget.
I should have cheated. That's the song.
She started singing "I should have cheated" in response, and basically was going off, calling them stupid. You sound stupid. F out of here. And saying basically like, no, like I didn't cheat. Like you sound stupid. Like where is this coming from? And people, when it came down to now with them, people are not sure where they stand right now, because that just kind of put them on pause. So we haven't heard any updates, at least on my end. I haven't seen anything that said, oh, they reconciled or they're good or whatever. It's just kind of like everyone's like, okay, so now what are they, you know? And yeah, so he put it's, and it's unfortunate because I don't think no one would have said anything had he not put it out there. So now
Right.
everybody want to know what's going on. And and she responded to it and was like, yeah, no, you sound stupid. I didn't do that and won't. And a lot of people are saying that they feel like it was comical in his case. This situation was comical because everyone knows who follows Offset and Cardi B or who've
The
heard of
biggest
them.
cheater.
Yeah, he cheated multiple times on Cardi B, and it one even led to a case where she sent some girls to go beat the other girl up or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, and she had to go to court for it. So, he cheated on her multiple times. They almost got divorced a couple years ago, and she
Mhm.
decided to to stick it out and work through it. And and she didn't put it out there. It was just kind of like a rumor that started to get around that he cheated. So the media
Right.
got to it. The only thing that she did to kind of put herself out there was she tried to get the girl attacked. And even that obviously is probably trying to be done on the hush hush, but she got caught up.
Mhm.
So with combined with Remy Ma and Cardi B being accused, I'm starting to see the difference in how it is handled when the woman is accused of cheating versus when the men are accused of cheating. So first off, when the men are accused of cheating, it's almost automatically proved to have been fact. Like it's
Right.
like you said, they know who the girl is. He done got caught up. They got video uh footage of him walking with the girl to whatever the case may be. Hey mama. Um all of this stuff. And when the women get accused, you don't see or hear anything. It's so hush hush. People are questioning it. They're like, "Is it? They didn't do that. They didn't do that." Now
Unless the man speaks up, you will never know.
you would never know. And
So that brings a question: do women cheat better than men? I can't answer that question. I'm not a cheater. I cannot. I think there's majority men in these comments. So if y'all wanna, of
I am.
course, that's probably a man. Yep. Is that Ralph? Yes, that's Ralph.
I'm not gonna lie. I have not cheated, but if I was to cheat, there is definitely some shit I would avoid doing that they do not. Um, they get caught so easily because they're just
In the
so
dumbest ways.
they're in
Sometimes
the
you think
dumbest
like,
way.
did you want to get caught?
Right, right. Like, did you care?
Did
Like, you just
you?
messy about it. Just messy. Just sloppy. Like you wasn't trying to hide nothing. And basically, they almost do it in plain sight, damn near
Mhm.
some of them. And it's
And
just like
also, these women that they mess with, they almost always want to be known.
you want to be known
They
out that.
almost always are telling somebody. I
Yes,
don't know too many men that would be proud of being the side dude. Like,
that's true. And that's actually a good point. The side pieces, the side dude and the side girls are definitely different. Side girls, they like to try to like push the issue. They want to be they usually catch feelings and want to be the main girl. So then they start doing little things, trying to get trying to hint or throw out things so that the guy can get caught because they starting to get jealous. Like you
yep.
said, men, they just be quiet and then they carry him out their business. Except for August Alsina. He's the only side dude that I seen of or
I
heard of
mean,
that was
he
like,
is.
yeah, and I swear to this day, I said that is the only. Oh yeah, and Smokey Robinson recently. Smokey Robinson recently decided to admit,
He waited 50, 11 years to come talking about what him and Diana Ross did in 1902. Like,
yes,
sir, we,
yes,
first of all, we don't care.
nobody cares at this point. Everybody's like,
Nobody
dude, okay, y'all had a fling, y'all had an affair with
do
each
y'all
other,
remember?
right,
Like, first of all,
right.
do you even remember it
That is
verbatim?
so funny to me. I was like, really, Smokey? But all in all, to answer the question, yes, yes, women do cheat better. They just go about the situation in a
I
way
think so too.
yeah, they hardly ever get caught, and if they do, um, it's usually because of like they usually get caught because the guy like did some extreme snooping or something. Like you had to dig deep to to find out that it happened.
Yep, because men are terrible liars. They are
They
terrible
yes,
liars.
yeah,
Patterns start changing, and you start doing stupid stuff like saving the girl's name under a restaurant. What's a restaurant doing texting you?
texting
You
you,
know,
right?
restaurant texting
Texting you,
nobody saying
right?
what you doing. They not doing that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
we don't do all of that. We gonna save you under your name,
mm-hmm.
and if somebody asks who you are, oh, that's my coworker.
Right?
But I have all my coworkers' numbers, so
Yes,
I gotta be sleeping with him because it's a male and his number is in my phone. No, no,
yes.
well, she probably is.
Oh my God.
He is, but
Yeah, like I heard of guys like going as far as like, the side dudes will go as far as about, oh, I'm gay. Like, like, yeah, just
I
I'll
saw
just
it on a movie once. I don't remember what movie that was. Guy acted like he was gay, and the guy, her boyfriend, was not buying it at all.
you
At
know
all,
what?
did not buy it at all.
No,
So
because sometimes, because depending on what it was, he probably was like, nah, like he
no,
can't be. Yeah,
ain't never
no.
you.
Women
Mm-mm.
are definitely more slick, and so and that even says like because I think that even goes down to people saying that men cheat more. I honestly don't think that's the case. I think they just cheat
Really?
more. Yes, I do not think men cheat more. I
Okay.
mean, if they do, it's probably not by much. I just think they get caught more,
I
and
still think men cheat more,
you do.
but I feel like women, we value what we have more. Like we really take into account that this is like we got too much to lose in
Hmm.
the situation. So either we don't cheat or we had it really, really well. We try to
Right.
make sure nothing else is lacking. Everything's still going how it was before we cheated. That's the key. You gotta make sure everything, not that I know. Let me not talk like I know and I be doing this. Swear I don't. But I'm saying, like you got to make sure everything's still going the same way it's supposed to go. Don't deviate no way. And I always see that. I mean, the times that I've been cheated on, I've seen something changes. Whenever something
Yeah.
changes, something ain't right.
Some ain't right, and
Something ain't right.
it's the
Your
intuition.
intuition
You can
kicks
feel it.
in. Yep.
Yes, yes,
So
and
yeah.
it's crazy because I feel like most of the time when women cheat is usually revenge cheating. From what I understand, it's like they get upset and they cheat back. So that was like another point we were making was, well, if Cardi B cheated, you know, let her have it. Like he done cheated on her
Right.
multiple
Just let her
times.
have it.
He got to deal with it. Versus when Remy is cheating, they're like, oh, how dare you? Like so um it is usually the case where it's like they feel like the guy deserved it in some way, or like he cheated on her, or he must have did something to make her want to seek something elsewhere. uh and another thing too, like I had asked another question about like whether or not guys cannot take like whether or not guys can take the pain of being cheated on the same way women do, and
Absolutely not.
they do not. They do not. Men
Absolutely
get
not.
in their feelings when they get cheated on. They could cheat 50, 11 times. And
Mhm.
the girl can go
They
out to
can do it.
dinner with they have
Mm-mm.
whole heart attacks, pass out, snot nose, crying, angry, pissed, all of that. Like they cannot handle it. And a lot of guys say that they would leave if they found out that their girl cheated on them.
Yeah, right after they got done cheating with 5 different women, and they talking about they
Yeah,
gonna leave.
they
Like,
gonna leave, and they call them all kind of hoes and oh, you hoe, you slut, you fucking you who else you been with, who else, like
mm-hmm.
they do the most. um
The
and
most.
yeah, and it is the funniest thing, and I'm sorry fellas, whoever's listening out there, but it is the funniest thing to me to see, because I swear I've seen too many. Even it's even some guys who admit that, yeah, like they take it differently than if they cheat versus if we cheat.
They know. They know
Yeah,
they can't take it.
Yeah, they like I had someone I got into a debate about this recently actually, and this person it wasn't a debate, but they was trying to explain in their perspective of why it's different,
Mm-hmm.
and they were saying that they feel like because women, if we decide to give ourselves to somebody else, then that must mean there's something deep or some sort of connection because we just don't aren't known to just try to go out and do it and get over with. Um, but but I just said it. The pain is still. It's. I don't care if it was just for wham bam, thank you, ma'am, or whichever. It hurt, and
Yeah,
men do not take it well at all, and it is hilarious to me because seeing their reaction versus a woman's reaction, especially when they also cheated multiple times, it's just
it
comical.
is. It's very comical, but it's crazy because we're called the emotional ones. I mean,
Right.
a man gonna take that thing off to the next relationship, the relationship after that, and the relationship after that. Ain't nobody trusted no more after they get cheated on. So just might as well not even do it. Which kind of is like we don't know whether they did or they didn't
Right.
because women hide it good. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see next month. We'll update y'all next month and see if what happened. We'll give y'all
Yeah, because I'm sure they.
if
Yeah.
anything changes. This thing might die down and go away. That's just how good women be sometimes when they cheat. Like it just
Right.
they probably paid dude off already. They probably signed the NDA already before they even got started with the cheating. Probably then threatened their lives and their families and everything else before they probably got a
Hmm.
lot to lose. So I don't see no
Hmm.
dudes coming forward saying, "Yeah, I was with her." I don't, or no female
Right.
for that matter, because I think both of them go both ways, don't they?
That's a good question.
Cardi
That's a good question.
has said it before.
Yeah,
I don't know about Remy. I don't know, but
I thought so too, but at the same, but I don't know. That's a good question.
no, I
That's a good
don't
question.
know. But we'll come back to that one next month. Come back next first Sunday, and
Yes,
I will
yes,
see
yes.
whether or not this thing changed. And while y'all at it, hit that subscribe button down there, wherever it is.
All right,
Where
it's somewhere down
miss
there.
that.
Subscribe,
Miss
subscribe,
that. Y'all
subscribe,
definitely hit that notification bell so
and
whenever we on,
share.
y'all can see that too. But next
Yes.
we are talking about JT, aka Ike. She turned into Ike on Lil Uzi.
Oh Lord,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Now, so there's different sides of the story on this one. So to sum it up, apparently one of the stories that I heard was that the seat it was over a seat arrangement. I think that Lil Uzi was arranged to sit next to Ice Spice. And if you guys probably seen it on the internet or whatever, there's a selfie looks like Ice Spice taking a picture with Lil Uzi, and out of nowhere, JT can be seen or heard saying, uh, calling him some sort of name. They kind of bleeped it out, but basically like, what the f, what the f is wrong with you, and da 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 da. And she supposedly threw her cell phone at him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they got escorted out of out of the BT or wherever it took place.
At the Royal.
Um, yeah, I think or they got escorted out. I don't know if it was like where it took place exactly, but it got apparently. Hello,
It's Lauren. Lauren.
Hi, I made it.
yes, yes. Glad you're here. Hope everything's
Thank you.
okay.
Yes, everything is okay now. So sorry I am late. Who have y'all talked about already?
We just got on
So
JT and them. We got off
Okay.
of if you want to, you can get a little input on if you got input on Cardi and Remy.
yes, so we
What's
talked.
your
Oh,
thought
because
though?
yeah, they were apparently it was like said that they were caught cheating or something like that. So
Apparently, they ain't got caught. They ain't got caught yet.
okay. Okay, so
So
real quick,
allegedly.
okay, so real quick, my thing is I'm very petty. Offset has cheated many a times on Cardi. I mean, embarrassed her. That's why he did that whole proposal on stage thing and apology and all that other crap that men do. So I'm here to say, Cardi, I love the pettiness and how she posted. I miss my granny. I'm here for it. Now, Remy, on the other hand, if this is true, you dirty dog. Because let me tell you this right now, that man has held this assassin down
She said
Yes.
assassin.
for come on. That's
For
why that flop
years.
album that she put out called 7 Winters and 7 Summers, because that's how long she was in prison, and this man rocked with her every winter and every summer. Even if he did what he probably could have done, there has been no reports of it nowhere.
Everything we
So
said.
my thing is, Papoose, realize that you are a king. And if it is true, you need to pack up and leave her. Period. Like, don't even give her a second chance to dog her out. Just do her. Just leave her. That's all. But that's just my little input on those two. Okay, so now we're on JT and what's the name? Okay.
Wait. You gotta answer this question though.
I was about to say, yep.
Do women cheat better? Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, we can have we can have two whole marriages. We can have. It's because men are bad at it because they're lying to both women. Even if a man starts out telling the truth, he's going to eventually start lying because feelings are going to come into play, and he's not going to want to end up losing that other woman. So he's going to start lying eventually at some point. Um, Women, on the other hand, we reel in the second one with pure and unadulterated honesty. We just give everything out there. Yes, I have a man. Yes, I have a husband. Yes, I have this. I got 6 kids. I got 3 kids. I got no kids. We
Yep.
tell it all
We
to
got
the
that
second
figured
dude
out.
because we don't want him to be suspicious about anything because apparently we like that second dude and we want to keep him on the roster. So we
Right.
will make sure we keep it a buck with him at all times while we lie to our man. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Don't worry about all that. But to that other man, oh, trust and believe, we are telling that man the truth because we got to make sure we have one solid one. We got to have one solid one, period. Because we don't always get men that just come into the game with us solid. We have to earn their solidness. With a woman, we are so loving and trusting from the very beginning, 9 times out of 10, that when we get a man that actually does the things that we want, would like to be done in the beginning, we immediately give him all the trust in the world. You know what I'm saying? We give him all of our loyalty. We riding hard for him. But a man will date a woman for a year and a half, 2 years, and will still cut his eye at her if she has not proven her loyalty for him to be solid with her. So we got to keep a solid. We always have to keep a solid one, especially if the one we got at home is just a complete and utter fuck up. If he really is, trust and believe, we got a side one. That's the real one, and
Yes.
we just continue to play house for other reasons. It's convenient. It's security in the sense of my kids are good because they're here with whoever and things like that until we fill out the next contendant, and then we just make our move. So yes, we are better.
And one thing I forgot to add, it does take a lot for a woman to cheat unless you're just that type of cutthroat woman that you just want what you
Mm-hmm.
want when you want it. But normally 9 times out of 10 it's an emotional thing. They're
Right.
lacking something emotion and they done befriended this guy. He talks. We love to
Yes,
talk.
we love
Talk
to
to
talk.
us.
We love the
We gonna have this
communication.
conversation. We gonna have this conversation. That conversation leads to eating at lunch, taking lunch at the same time. Y'all done met up for lunch, or y'all taking y'all lunch break at the same time at work. Then it's
Mm-hmm.
what you doing after work. Hey, Darren, what you doing after
Hey.
work? Meet up for drinks. Oh, drink. A drink is just innocent. That's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. We're coworkers.
Right.
That one drink turned into 2 drinks. Then that 2 drinks turned into every Thursday. We thirsty Thursdays, buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, boom, all from a conversation.
Well, this is because, like you said, we like to communicate. We love a man that communicates. This is why I've always said the thing of what you won't do at home, somebody else will, and it's beyond sex. I'm not talking about sex. You can get that from anywhere. You can find any female to do any tricks and all the favors you would love her to do because your girl at home is not doing it. You would definitely find somebody out there that would do that. Is she supporting you emotionally? Is she there for you in a mental way? Can she handle when you hit rock bottom? If you've ever been at rock bottom with her, how did she handle that? Did she do what she had to do to pick you up? Did she talk down to you? Did she look at you and belittle you? Things like that. So you're not going to get that from every female because not every female possesses those qualities to be able to offer such thing. So when a man goes out and cheats, they cheat for the physical state. A female cheats for everything else. And this is why I say talk to your woman. Stop being mute at home. Communicate with her because trust and believe there's going to be the other dude who sees all the value in her and he's going to communicate with her on such a level that she's never had before. She's going to be too drawn to him to ever leave him. it starts at home.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
True that.
I
True
knew you
that.
had something to say about it.
that's just
I know.
that's just what I was thinking. That's all.
And now we can move on to Ike. I mean JT.
Okay.
I
So,
had one.
so just to sum up what happened. So pretty much allegedly at first they were saying that JT and Lil Uzi Vert got into it over Ice Spice.
Right.
Since then they came forward and said, according to sources, that was not what the argument was about. But if you hear this, like some of the he say she say, it sounds like that's what it was about. So the most recent side of the story that I heard was that pretty much it was Lil Uzi was assigned to sit next to Ice Spice, hence the selfie that's going around of Ice Spice sitting next to Lil Uzi, and JT got upset about something. At this point, we don't know what. She got upset and can be heard saying, what the f is wrong with you, won't, and she throws her cell phone at him and apparently calls him a groupie or something like that. So I think that's why people were kind of thinking, okay, this is over Ice Spice. But a close source says no, it was not over Ice Spice, it was over the seat arrangement. She was upset that she lost her seat or something like that. um to be honest with you, at this point, I don't even know. I don't think anyone knows what the argument was really about. But they did want to clarify that it was not over Ice Spice. But it kind of
I
it
think it was.
seems like it had
I
something.
think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
I think
you
it was.
know,
Unfortunately.
yeah, PRs, they have to do damage control and make things seem what it's not like and what it's supposed to look like. But I definitely think that it has a lot to do with Ice Spice. I think it's something that's already been brewing, and the fact of the matter is, when people know that there's industry mess going on, they will do things such as pettiness, as put you right next to the person you're going through something with, unless it's already been like exchange of gunfire. Like they weren't gonna never put Biggie and Pac in the same
No.
row seating. So I'm just saying, but if they know it's just like little cat fight, little girl stuff, they'll do stuff like that because neither one of those girls are so big named that they can actually make those type of requests. They're not a Nicki Minaj. They're not, a Little Kim. They're not a Beyonce. They haven't gotten there yet to be able to make those type of demands to say, I don't want to be sitting on the same row with such and such and such. It's almost a privilege for them to be invited to these award shows because they're just still really getting started.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely feel like, and I mean, JT is such a beautiful girl. And little Uzi Vert, he looks like a STD, and it upsets me that she is so beautiful and like she's allowing this,
Oh my God.
she's allowing.
Explain this. How
You're
can you?
not gonna say that and then just keep talking
How
like
do
that
you?
was just
I just
something
want to.
wrong to say.
I want to explain. I want an explanation. How does someone look like an
I mean, he looks
That's
itchy. He
what I
looks like
call
chlamydia.
STD.
He looks itchy. He looks infectious. He looks like he just looks like something that's just
Oh
plumped up.
man.
He just looks like something that needs to be treated.
Oh,
Um,
oh my god.
I mean, it's just, and that's just the way he looks. He may be a very nice young man, but he just looks this way. It's a couple of them in the game that looks, they look like little
That
triple
Both
sound
of
monkey.
like
them do look
Little,
that's
like they
like
need
the
to be
same
treated.
the type of advice she's gonna give like when her kids start dating. It seems like a nice person, but they look like
it look like it just
You
look
look like a
they
gonorrhea.
like just look like it itch real bad just all the time. And so it hurts me to see JT going through this behind someone as such, especially being that if you remember in the beginning of their relationship, it was also heat because little Uzi Vert apparently was not over the ex prior to her and beat up the ex girlfriend's boyfriend when he saw them out having lunch.
Wow.
He was still, very, and so I'm just like, JT, you've been going through stuff since the very beginning of this relationship, baby. Like, I feel like she should do two things in life. I feel like she should leave him alone, and I feel like she should get those fillers taken out of her lips. The two main things that she needs to do in life, and then we would be good. And I think she would be like blessed beyond measure. So yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that it was unfortunate. Of course, since I think almost immediately after the incident, they were seen saying, basically trying to appear as though everything is fine and like, oh yeah, everything's fine, we're fine. They were definitely, they didn't seem like it was on no Krishan and Blueface level type of incident, but enough to where people are kind of looking at it now, like, okay, like what's
And
going
it's
on?
enough to be saying that wasn't about no seat.
Yeah,
Right,
You
right,
ain't
ain't gonna
throwing
throw
your
your
phone
cell
about
phone
no
at
seat.
nobody
right.
over no
No.
seat. Yeah, no, no. And if it was about her, over her, or something that he did or said that was disrespectful, maybe, and then of course for some reason people are bringing up a lyric that he had with Ice Spice included in the he mentioned her in one of his rap songs, but I mean, it didn't sound like anything that I personally wouldn't care about. He said something about like comparing the afro to Ice Spice, and I can't remember the exact lyric, but I was like, okay, like that still don't. But at the end of the day, we don't know what that was about, but it seems like it's something going on, like where she's not too fond of
But
whatever's
then
going
again, we have to touch note on take some of the heat off a little Uzi Vert. I'm just gonna be for real because I'm equal opportunity when it comes to pointing fingers. When it comes to men and women, I'm very much
Yeah.
neutral. Ice Spice could have done or said something that she could have been privy to right
on.
before
Yeah,
the show or during the show. Could have been why she threw the phone. Maybe something could have come up. And so because we have to be mindful that these young girls are hungry. They're hungry for anything that will get them to where they want to be in life. So if it's money, fame, start all that stuff, they're very hungry for it. And so not to say that her parents didn't raise her right, but just to say that she could be having that state of mind and maybe saying some things that's inappropriate to be saying to him, maybe because he might have a certain type of connection that she wants and she needs. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It could be anything. So just to like play devil's advocate in the sense of let's put a little bit on him, let's put a little bit on her because I don't trust
right.
these hoes. I don't
Yeah,
trust none of
no,
these hoes.
definitely. I agree
So,
because I didn't know because and the age plays a factor because I don't know how old Lil Uzi is, but I didn't know that JT was she's 30. So
yes,
me and her around the same age. I'm assuming that Lil Uzi is probably around her age, but I don't know. I don't know how old he is. But Ice Spice is definitely in her early 20s.
right.
And so you're right. She definitely could have, I'm not none against Gen Z, but I recently made a post about how sometimes they just got a different way of moving and thinking.
Yes.
And I would not be
Lord, do
surprised
they
at
ever.
all if she said something, did something, trying to be cute.
Hmm.
And and guys usually don't really catch on to certain things that women be doing, or they don't know how to react to it. Cause I don't, cause
Right.
and he probably didn't respond the way she wanted him to, or maybe she just felt like, okay, well, and it just seems like that definitely could have been the case. I do not buy for a second that it was just, oh, I wanted my seat or whatever
Right.
they tried to
Right.
play it on.
Right.
And and Ice Spice has, stayed quiet through this whole thing. She has not responded, she hasn't said anything that I've read so far, confirming or denying that this was about her. She's just probably doing what she should be doing, which is just
Exactly.
taking a seat back and just don't even. But that I think, like you said, they had to come forward and clear the air and just say, hey, it wasn't about her, because that's the
Hmm.
music industry. They don't want to have that type of issue. But
Right.
um, yeah, I guess as of right now they seem to be okay, but
Hmm.
that's a start of something that's like, okay, now.
We'll see if they ever get on Love and Hip Hop.
Right. Right.
And
That's when everything comes out on Love
that's
and
when
You
Hip
know
Hop.
what?
everything
But you
comes
know
out.
what? I would much rather them be on marriage boot camp or that couples therapy thing because if y'all never watched that, when I tell you they let it all out there, you get to the
Yeah,
storyline a lot quicker on those two shows than you do with Love and Hip Hop. Because with Love and Hip Hop, they have to keep going to each person in the sense of like if somebody is on this side of New York or this other side of New York, they have to keep going in. Whereas though in this marriage counseling, they're all in the same house.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's all happening in the same place. And so it's almost like a ricochet. And it's insane how the information just be flowing on those two shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think they would definitely need to be on there, especially if they want to. Actually, if they do want to work on their relationship, because Love and Hip Hop is literally
That ain't no
almost
show to work on.
almost about any and everything but love and hip hop half the time. It's usually
Yeah.
Exactly.
about like it's about side pieces and mama drama, like when
Everything but
Little Scrappy's Mama was all up in the show, and then Jim Jones' mama was like, it's just about every drama under the
Everything but
sun,
love and
but
hip
love
hop.
and hip hop.
Yeah.
And you
And
just
it's so weird that you even mentioned that because Mama D just posted something going at Bambi again. I mean, them two. Mama
Oh
D is
Lord.
just insane. And this is to ladies. If you meet a guy whose mama is that tight round about him, you need to leave that man alone. First of all, no man that's a mama's boy like that or even has a mama like that deserve coochie. Stop giving it to him. Stop giving it to him. So anybody that's looking at this, any female that this reaches and you out here still searching, look at Scrappy's mama, look at Jim Jones' mama. If these guys you meet and have mamas like this, don't get that man no coochie. Because he don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. That's the problem.
I
So
do
yeah,
gotta
that was just
ask you this. I want to know your opinion on this one. So, speaking of mama dramas, this is a side note. How do you feel about Candy's mama from
I cannot stand that woman. I cannot stand that woman. And
You think Ty
if
should
it
leave?
and if
Who?
it was you know what, if it was
Oh,
legal,
Candy
like if
Burris.
yeah,
Yeah.
if Todd didn't get in any trouble, I would really love for him to put her mom in the chokehold. Her mama makes me mad. And I want him to twist that wig right around her head. Just twist it around. Just twist it around, put that part in the back. I cannot stand that woman. That woman is horrible. She is horrible.
I
Like
don't.
horrible. Like
She's
Candy
so
is a grown woman. Candy is beyond a grown
beyond
woman.
multi-millionaire. Has
You
made
need to
her
stay out that woman's. I
own.
understand it's about wanting to make sure your child is good and not being taken advantage of, but you have to let her find that out on her own. Like, period. If Todd was there for that woman's money, you need to let her find it out on her own. But it's no way. I'm sorry. I would have been snuffed her mama. If I was Todd, I would have been clipped her. Something would have happened.
I would have got my grandma to beat her up.
I'm trying to tell you, I would have had to call her and her mama and the sisters and the OG gang. And let me tell you about how all of them would have been in cardiac arrest messing with me. Heart attack, stroke, immediately, immediately.
Mm.
Yeah, with no nitro. I'm not giving you no nitro stick. I'm not saving your life because them heifers are hard. Like they are terrible,
Bitter.
bitter,
That is
extremely.
bitter. Let this also be a lesson to the bitter baby mamas out there right now. The ones that are about our age. That's what y'all got to look for. That will be your
Y'all
life.
gonna be the bitter grandmas. Y'all gonna be the
That
bitter
will be
aunties.
your
Y'all gonna
life.
be all of that. And
So
it's just like for what? Like it's just just like do you remember a long time ago? This is way off. Rashida and Kirk. And
They
Kirk's
saying,
mother rolled
oh,
over. No, Rashida's mother rolled over Kirk's bike,
Kirk's bike,
and
yeah.
it set on fire when she. Do you even understand? You even first of all, we would have had New Orleans style funeral for her mama. You damaged my property.
like what?
Like you damaged the property. Why are you damaging that man property? What?
I mean, yeah,
Insane.
because at the end of the day, Rashida chose to stay with him. I get her frustration and why she was mad,
Exactly.
but as a grown woman, she made the choice to stick it out with him, and running his bike over. As funny as it was, it's not gonna it's not gonna do anything. They still together today, and it's funny you said that because people are joking about since Cardi B got accused of cheating, Rema got accused of cheating. Now everybody's saying they're waiting on Rashida, even though she already supposedly said she cheated on Kirk too. But
She ain't never.
I don't
She
believe
ain't never in her life cheat on
she
throat.
ain't cheat on Kirk.
She
She just
ain't
said
never
that to
cheat
take the
on
heat
throat.
off of him.
Throat.
She said that to me to take the heat off of Kirk because he was getting all kind of
Throat. Why are you calling him throat?
right. Did I miss it? What she say?
Because you don't remember oh my God, what's her name? K Michelle call him throat. She
Oh,
said don't nobody care about you and your lesbian relationship with throat, and she called him throat. Baby, listen, I like to die. I like to die. I screamed, I hollered,
lesbian
you know.
relationship too.
And I did the black people laugh, mouth wide open, head tilted back. Like I did that. I laughed so hard. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my
Oh, I
god!
forgot about that. That is funny.
Hey, thank you for showing up.
I know, right? So, I guess that brings us to the tribute that occurred by Patti LaBelle for Tina Turner. First of all, rest in peace to Tina Turner. She passed away this year in May, and to pay the respects to her, they decided to have a tribute at the BET Awards, sung by Patti LaBelle. She was going to sing. She was singing "Simply the Best" by Tina Turner, and
Most popular
unfortunately,
song that Tina Turner had.
most popular song. That if you don't know who Tina Turner is, you have heard that song at least once or twice somewhere. And she sung it as a tribute to her.
Did she sing it
Unfortunately,
though? Did she sing it?
now here's the unfortunate part.
She mumbled it.
Unfortunately, as she was on stage, for anybody who didn't see it or missed it, she did not have the lyrics down. She said she could not see the words on the teleprompter, that she didn't remember the lyrics. And so she would sing certain parts of the song, almost like imagine you hear the song and you in your car, you having your own personal karaoke, you don't know all the words, so you just hum some of it. You're simply the best. Like she was just doing that. And so, she was apologizing to the audience, saying, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I can't see I can't see the words. And she was talking to, I think, was it called Entertainment Tonight, after everything happened. People were, of course, having their feelings about it. And she just wanted to reiterate that she, yes, she did have trouble remembering the lyrics. But she did not, she said she didn't care if she didn't. I don't know why. I don't know if this made a point to whatever. And again, this is a part of what I read. I don't know what she was responding to, but she was saying, it don't matter if my voice was hoarse, if I had a cold, if I didn't feel well, I was gonna go out there and give it all up for Tina because I love her and I did my best. And that was her comment about the situation. And some people
I agree.
Yes. And wait, all the words she didn't know. She should have pointed the mic to the crowd. Yeah,
Most artists do that.
Yeah, they try to, and I think too, I don't know how the distance between it, and then it always seems like the stage is a little far off from the audience in the BET Awards or any type of award show. So when I hear people who do that, I think of it as like a concert when the people are kind of up close to the stage, you hold the mic down. Maybe that's why she didn't do it, but I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the stage setup, but that's definitely would have been a better option than just.
It would have been better. Like you hold the mic out and do one of these, the whole crowd sing. Won't nobody even know you ain't know the word.
Right.
And but it sounds like she forgot so much of the song that she probably would have been doing this the whole song.
Probably.
Like it seemed like she did. It seemed like she forgot at least 80% of the lyrics. And it was,
but I have a bone to pick with the BET Awards.
Yeah,
I don't never know no words. Whether it's her song, somebody else's song, she don't never know the words. So why did y'all get her to do this tribute? I would have wanted to hear maybe Fantasia. Maybe.
I'll tell you why. It's because a lot of you probably won't remember this or probably don't know about this, but they had beef back in the day. So this Patti LaBelle and Tina Turner had beef back in the day. So this was a gesture of good faith. It had to be Patti. It had to be Patti. So because this is the whole thing. The beef between Patti and Tina was all Patti. Because Patti's petty. And so this was all her.
Patti.
Right. And so it became a thing of, at one point towards the end of it, it was like, oh, Patti's bullying Tina, because Tina became such a Buddhist that she was never she didn't respond to a lot of things. She kind of just, her PR would just say no comment, or they would just give like a very vague type of statement, just not kind of pointing the finger anywhere, but just insinuating that Tina wanted to be left alone. And so it had to show a gesture of good faith on Patti's thing. Oh, we've grown. It was a good friend of mine. We had a lifelong career together in the industry. It had to sound good, because it would have been a thing of, well, I'm surprised Patti didn't offer, since she once upon a time bullied us so bad and did this and the third. So she had to step up, and she had to accept the invitation to do that. Because she's still clearly between the two. She's the one still living. She's the one still performing. She's the one still selling, in a sense of making records and selling records. So the last thing you need right now is bad press, which she unfortunately still got bad press, because it's still on the good ones. But it would have been even worse if she would have been asked and she would have declined. So yeah.
Now and too, it was like, people were having mixed feelings about it. So like you said, Mel, some people agree with that. opinion is that they need to blame BET, like y'all should have picked somebody else or whatever, and then other people felt like, oh, cut her a break, she did her best, we love Patti LaBelle, just like just leave it alone. But from what I'm seeing, most people are upset with Patti LaBelle and said that it was disrespectful, saying that hey, this is a tribute. You know what you were about to do. You could have at least taken the time to learn the lyrics if you're about to go up there, And and I can't say. I mean, I kind of feel a mixture of a few things. I think a kind of mixture of all those things. Like, okay, she gave it a shot, but mostly I'm like, just you couldn't just learn the lyrics, at least most of it, like But
I'm not even.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
and I didn't know that she was known for forgetting her own songs. I didn't because
Yeah.
I didn't know
Why
that.
you think she always do the theatrics where she take them and she be flying her arms and she fall out? Because she can't fall
So
out now. Because if she fall out, she gonna be out now. But
okay.
30 years ago, she used to do all that falling out on the floor and stuff like that on the stage and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she could barely remember her own words to her own songs.
Yeah.
Like,
Now I will say, because I feel like it is disrespectful. Like you're doing a tribute. That means you're not doing a performance.
right.
You're doing a tribute. So this is bigger than you. So you should have learned the words. However, it seems like this might be her version of stage fright or maybe anxiety or whatever. Because, I mean, you can do a thing for 30, 40 years and still get nervous when you get up there to do it. So this could be one of those things too, where that's just her thing. Some Beyonce got Sasha Fierce. Beyonce get nervous, she turned to somebody else. So, and other people have other things. So maybe this is her thing. Maybe she gets nervous and forget. So she
I
needs.
don't know. Patty just has proven
She's
to me.
out.
Patty has proven to me over the years that she is just petty. Because the way she went after Aretha Franklin, baby, them two, that whole beef was just,
That's
that beef was hilarious. You understand me?
I
Because
don't know.
Petty called, I mean, I call her Petty. Look, Patty was just gunning for Aretha, like seriously, and it's because they gave her the name Queen of Soul or something like that,
Oh,
and
so she was like,
Patty LaBelle believed that she was the Queen of Soul. Wait a minute, no, you're not. You're not the Queen of Soul because the Queen of Soul has to embody some notes and things of like such like Mahalia Jackson, and that was always something that Aretha was kind of put into the category of. She came and she sang with soul, and so like, and Patty, you don't sing with soul. You scream, you holler. Not to say that I don't like your records, but you scream and you holler. Like I don't know. Like I feel like it's just like she could be like the queen of big hair or something like that. Like I don't know, but but
Aretha wasn't no joke either.
nah, Aretha can't. She brought her that. What's that? Cause she down there from like the deep south somewhere, like Tuscaloosa or something like that. She brought that old southern pettiness, like
Mm-hmm.
where Patty was like trying to be earlier, like early, like 70s, 80s petty in the sense of, oh, she'll make little comments here and there. No one is directed towards her, but not right there. No, Aretha was like, girl, I catch you and snatch your ass up real quick. Like Aretha was
Aretha didn't. Yeah, she didn't. She didn't. She was very direct. Like
yes.
That's if I was around back in them days, as far as like if I was a artist or a singer or something like that. That's one person I would not want to have no issues with because she just
But
be
you
out.
know what?
She don't hold back. She don't bite her tongue.
I think it came from, Aretha had her first child when she was 14.
Mm.
So, and she, a lot of rape, a lot of molestation that she, endured and stuff like that. Being raped by her own brother, father molested her. It was like she had a hard life.
Mm.
And so, because just think about it. If you went through all of that from such young ages, I'm talking about starting to get molested at like 7 years old. So just imagine going through all of that. By the time you hit like 50, I wouldn't care about what I said either. You gonna catch these hands, Patty. You, like, it's just that
Yeah,
simple.
yeah, just that simple. She like, I ain't got to go back and forth too much longer. And I get that. Like, at some point I'm not about to this verbal dispute ain't gonna be verbal no more.
Right. Ain't gonna
I
be right.
get that. Like, it's only so much talking I'm gonna do. For it's gonna be like, okay, we're just gonna throw hands and call it a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bully in her too. I have a brief little story of a family connection to Miss Aretha Franklin. My grandmother, they grew up together and went at her father's church here in Detroit. My grandmother was a singer too, and Reverend Franklin preferred my grandmother over Aretha. I don't know if she could sing better than her or whatever, but he preferred her over Aretha. So much so, Aretha started to bully her. This is, I will say, allegedly, because this is a story that was told to me by my uncle and not by my grandma. My grandmother passed away when they were kids, so she left the church, never came back. She started singing in the nightclubs and stuff like when that was popular back in the day. So she was like, I guess one of the lead singers at the church, and Aretha was like, "Nope, not in my church."
Wow.
And long story short, ran her out the church. Yep.
Wow.
Mm.
So Aretha had her a little bully in her too. But
Those singers back then, boy,
you
cause
was not taking a place. Period.
yeah,
Right.
Was
Right.
not taking a spot. First of all, for black women.
I
For
mean,
black
even now, it's still the same. You see how Anita Baker is cutting up right now?
women.
I
Yo.
keep hearing about this with Anita Baker and
So,
something.
okay, so
Yeah,
real quick. So, pretty much, Anita Baker was supposed to be headlining. She was supposed to have a show or a tour with Brian McKnight. And so, and apparently, no, not Brian. Was it Brian McKnight? Is it Brian?
Babyface, the Babyface.
Babyface. It's Babyface.
Yeah.
Babyface. And so, apparently, what happened was her set at the Newark show, Newark, New Jersey, it ran over like late because she just took over her show and she just like cut Babyface short. So people were complaining and saying we came really to see both of y'all. We didn't really just want to see her. She sang for almost the whole time and gave Babyface for like maybe one song. And so everybody was complaining. They were saying they want their money back because they really wanted to see a double show because it was apparently um Anita Baker and Babyface tour. Well, Anita Baker went online and told people, well, first of all, it was never Anita Baker and Babyface. It was Anita Baker with a opening act of Babyface. First of all, don't do that to Babyface. Cause let me say
Ain't
this right
nobody
now.
talking that day.
Cause that man ain't nobody's opening act. When I say a legend, Babyface, a legend, you gonna put some respect on his name. Anita.
Anita.
Because you're not about to sit up here and play this man like that. So he went
Mother
up there and he says, well, no, I have the contract. It was a, Anita Baker and Babyface tour and things like that. And so she was like, well, our contracts must be different than your contract because it says that you're my opening act. And I'm just going to make it a executive decision to do this the right way and just take Babyface off my tour immediately. Like she just kicked this man off the tour. And he was like, well, okay. I mean, guess what? I start my own tour. Like, and I sell out. Like, what you, Anita?
Sound like
Right.
similar to the Monique and DL Hughley beef. That's what it sound like.
Yeah, because I'm just like, why are you like behaving this way? I'm telling you, boy, they get up there in that age, boy. I'm telling you, they just start losing it. They just like all of the decorum of being polite and whatever. Nah, mm-mm.
Yeah, nah. She ain't
Nah.
having it. She's like, do you know who I am?
Yeah. Babyface is a legend. He's absolutely a legend.
Like, come
Who was a
on.
legend first? So she feel like, look, I was a legend before you was born. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that from you. Probably what she felt, but
First of all, just in my generational time, Babyface touching the hands of Toni Braxton and what she put out for the 90s, but the production of Babyface with him backing her up, and that's just a legend in itself because nobody in the 90s bigger than Toni Braxton. She
no.
had the 90s on lock. So to know that Babyface produced a lot of her songs and albums, and you want to sit up here and act like he's small potatoes, Anita, no,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he ain't small by no means.
for real, no. I'm just very
Boy,
disappointed in her.
So
a
even
mess,
though
mess,
his
mess.
name probably should have been second in order of seniority, it definitely was side by side and
Mhm.
not up under.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Some of these female legends ain't no joke.
Came for
And
blood, baby.
you gonna give them their title in their space, and rightfully so. Because think about it, back then they weren't trying to give women no space to do nothing anyway,
Mm-hmm.
especially dark skinned black women. So
Right.
when they got their space, they fought tooth and nail to get where they were. So they trying to keep it. Even in the 80s, trying to keep it. Like you've had your space, you filled it very
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, but they're
Nobody
not going. But they're going against the very ones who have supported them. They're going against the very ones who were once upon a time fans of their music, who learned from them, who sought out who were inspired by them. So it's like, what has Babyface ever in his life done? And it was never him that said anything wrong. It was the fans, the people who paid for tickets, that was going and harping under her page on Twitter and everything, on Instagram, telling her she needs to do another show and she needs to give him more time. She decided to go and put the pettiness out and say that he was her opening act. Babyface said no such a thing. So
he
it's like,
said
It
something.
why?
sounds like
Like,
very like diva behavior, like like it's
yeah,
pretty much. And I ain't gonna lie, if I went through what they went through to get to where they are, I'll probably be an old ass diva too. But wearing black and all, and it just, but yeah, I didn't know what was going on with that. He was talking about it, and it blew up. Like, and I haven't
mm-hmm.
even. It's just crazy, like you said, that still to that now,
Yep.
that you would think that after all that time you'd be like, okay, she'd be a little whatever about it, but no, she's definitely, that's definitely sound like diva behavior. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but that's what it sounds like to me. But I do see that we are over
We
by
are
6 minutes.
4 minutes over. Uh, one say four, one say six. Nonetheless, we are over time. If you ladies don't have anything else to add,
Well, I guess I do have one, sorry, I do have one ending question to ask. Speaking of the Tina Turner tribute, do you guys agree that they should have a redo? That's what a lot of people are saying. They feel like they need to have a redo. They need to just come back and revisit it at some point.
I
Um,
feel like the legend that Tina Turner was deserves more than just a little spotlight on a award show. There should have been a tribute concert to Tina Turner. And all of those that can get up there and do it like her, Shaka Khan, Fantasia,
Right.
Jennifer Hudson, those that can do it like her should be on stage. Not no little 5 minute song from somebody that ain't gonna remember the words and you knew they weren't gonna remember the words and you asked them to sing it. No, they should have had a tribute concert.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would rather not be another award show. Like, don't do no segment. You break off and then come back to a little 45-second tribute. But I do feel like it still should not be more than 30 minutes. I feel like it should be like a little BET special, remembering Tina Turner type of thing.
right.
Little 30 minute. Do like some quick highlights of some times that she's gone through, some things that she's done, and then kind of in between some of those highlights, some of her biggest songs, you have the appropriate people perform those songs and things like that. Just like a quick little Bobby Jones episode. That's all.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, I agree with that. I think she definitely deserves better. I would hate for the last thing that was
What?
done for her to
Either
be
I'm
remembered as.
sorry. I just remember. I said Bobby Jones. I just thought about the girl, Sexy Red, performing in front of Bobby Jones at the awards,
oh
baby.
my
We didn't talk
god,
about that, but dude, I tell
right.
you that when I tell you that thing tickled me, when I
I,
say that thing tickled me so terrible,
oh
it
my
ain't make it no
god.
better. Ain't make it no better because I was already high, so it ain't make it no better. So that just made it worse. When I say I laughed for about good 45 minutes over that man was flabbergasted. That man was
Yeah,
Taken out.
disgusted.
he was not pleased.
He put
He
up a
was he
whole
was not
status and
amused.
everything after that. I forget exactly what it said, but something like he felt like he was sat in the wrong section. Wasn't supposed to be sat there, and the girls didn't know no better, and all of that stuff. No,
Oh my god.
they were doing. Uh,
When they was doing that, and then Krishan started dancing. I know he probably looked like, first of all, who talking about what is pink and what is brown, and now I got a pregnant girl twerking in front of me. That man was floored. Do you understand me? He said, in all my years serving the Lord, I have never, like, I
I
have
feel so.
never. He said he coming back for sure. He coming back for sure.
On his way. Last flight. Listen,
That was a mess. That was a
that was
mess.
hilarious.
That was my good laugh
I
right
don't know
there.
what we talking
Sorry.
about. Check out the BT Awards. They was on one of them days, and I'm pretty sure BT gonna be playing it for the next month. So
Right.
just check out the little funny moments. Anyway, if you have not already, subscribe to our channel. Comment below, even the rewatch game. When y'all rewatching this, put in your comments and everything.
Comments.
Share it with somebody that you know loves this, to talk about celebrity entertainment and whatnot. And check out some of the other videos that we got on our channel. We got the said podcast that comes on that will be on later today, actually. New day. I think it's at 8. I'm not sure.
I think it's still at 8.
Later, it's at 8. Later
I
on
think so.
tonight at 8 o'clock. They'll be talking about sports entertainment, and they'll be having some drinks along with it. And we'll be back on August on first Sunday. The fellas will be back next Sunday. I don't know what their topic will be, but they will be back. So we got a lot of entertainment for y'all. So I don't know why y'all ain't subscribed yet, but go
I
ahead and
don't get it
subscribe
either.
to the
I
video,
don't get
hit
it.
the notification bell so you know whenever we on. And also, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for popping
Thank
in.
you guys.
Till next time.